Well, we finally won a game. We're still in the relegation zone. Things could be improving. Plus, we got the first round of the FA Cup going up today on Buxton 2.0. Welcome back, everyone. Since we were last here with that draw against Wimbledon and the heavy defeat against Oldham, we got back-to-back draws. We drew 0-0 with Cambridge. Nothing really happened in this game at all. Before crashing out to the EFL Trophy, losing 4-1 to Bradford, which once again a very rotated team. Do not care about this competition at all. We then played Bradford a few days later in the league and lost 2-0 with our main team out this time. Hodge and Powell scoring in the first 15 minutes, and we were just so poor once again in this game. Lost 3-0 to Mansfield as well. Again, similar, incredibly poor performance. Before 3 games unbeaten, including a win 2-2 with Salford. Joe Scott in the 91st minute scoring the equalising penalty. Doyle pulled one back. We were 2-0 down in this game. It felt like things were turning around, and things turned around indeed against Exeter, bottom of the league. We beat them 3-1. Scott Linares getting his first goal for the club, and Blazic also on the score sheet for us, giving us our first victory before a 1-1 draw with Bristol Rovers. Hewlett put his head on the stroke of half time. Hollis equalised in the second half, and then we went back to losing ways. Campton Sturridge, who has normally scored past us, helped Bournemouth to a 3-1 victory. So we are, as I mentioned in the intro, still in the relegation zone. We're 3 points behind Stevenage, but we do have a game in hand, which I believe is this one coming up today against Sutton, who are 21st, so winnable. In fact, we can put a couple past these, we'll go above them as well. So the chance to move up 2 places in today's episode in the league. And then we've got Maidstone in the FA Cup. Maidstone, who are in the Panorama National League, 8th at the moment, are doing well there, so they'll be a tough game indeed. And we've gone back, you may have noticed on the schedule page, we've gone back to the 4-3-3 because I've decided that I'm not giving up what I believe in. I've enjoyed this formation last season, and when we switched to it the season before, I've enjoyed playing it. I want to make this sort of my style. So yeah, I didn't want to switch back. I'm actually, though, for this game, considering switching back to the wing backs on support. And I might actually bring Lowell in for Finlay as well. So yeah, we'll go back to the wing backs on support. Try and get them exploiting these flanks. We'll see how it works out. Obviously, it helped us against Sunderland for most of the game, and then he turned into us. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Like I say, this is an episode where both games are definitely winnable. On a decent run, so yeah, we'll see what we can do. Linares obviously starting because Sam Bell is still out injured. We will tell them that the fans turn up through thick and thin, go and do it for them. Obviously, we are the away team here. The likes of Charlie Gray and Turner Cook are now in the under-21s after criticism of myself. So we've told them basically to turn the line. We've sent them down there. Obviously, I think you saw Charlie Gray at the end of the last episode with what he was coming out with, and Turner Cook put in a 5.4 rating. We fined him. He was unhappy with it, and then said that he'd been scoring enough. He hasn't scored yet this season, so we just sent him down there as well. They're both on the transfer list. They can both go for all I care. I have no desire to keep them at the club. So yeah, that's how things are going. Hewlett with the free kick at Lowell, and he looks for Rowe, who we know is a dangerous playmaker. That's a good ball over the top for Hugill, taking it wide, and he's dispossessed by Lewis, and then just stands there and watches him. And now a chance for Sutton to counter-attack, and if this goal goes in, I'm going to be extremely angry with Hugill for just giving up after losing the ball in their area. The defender had nowhere to go, and it is 1-0, and Hugill is coming off. And we're going to bring on Wheatley. I'm not having people just stop playing. It's that simple. I'm not having people stop playing. Okaduga with the ball back to Smith, who puts in the cross. Pridmore gets up highest to head over into the top corner. And we're going to demand more straight away. And yeah, now we've gone behind, it's one of them where I just can't see us coming back into it. That's the thing with this team at the moment. Once we concede, I can't see us getting back into the game. Thompson with the free kick, and if he makes this 2-0, he's going to be as good as game over. Dawson pushes it wide though for a corner ball, and a couple of players not playing very well already in this game, and it's just been the story of the season. I think this squad is good enough to avoid relegation, but the performances have not been anywhere near good enough. And there's only so many times you can find a player before you just know they're not going to do anything. We haven't had a shot on target yet. They are 100% shot, well, they're not anymore, but they were 100% shots on target. We are going into the half-time break at the moment with 3 shots, 0 on target, with 3 strikers on the pitch and 1-0 down as well. And it's completely unacceptable. 4 shots now. Completely unacceptable. We are going to thrash our arms, tell them to get their act together, and attackers haven't been good enough. Simple as. Edworthy's coming off for Dixon. I'd like to take Linares off as well, but we don't really. In fact, we do. Kamara Doyle's coming on for him. Rowe is going to come off for Blazic, and Lucky can come on for. No, we'll bring on Finley. Will we? Finley for Lowe, switch him a Law around. All 5 changes made by half time. And I think it shows how unhappy I am. I was going to demand more, but the highlights started. So we'll see what happens here. It's Dixon. Back to Lowell. Back to Hewlett, just inside their half, and gives it back to Lowell. Collier. And I would quite like to see the wing-backs overlapping a bit more. O'Brien in towards Wheatley. Pulls one across towards Doyle, and Kamari Doyle gets his second goal of the season. We are level. And I just want to put on overlap for the 2 wing-backs. I thought they should be doing automatically being wing-backs on support, but it doesn't look like it. They're getting up there, but they're not quite getting into positions I want them to be. But it's a good ball forward towards Wheatley. Just pulls it across. Doyle heads home. We're back level just after half-time, and it's only been a couple of minutes, but it looks like them subs might be working. 2 substitutes combine for the goal. Can we go on now and maybe get something else out of this game? It's our first shot on target. Let's shout some encouragement. And nothing really happening. We do have a highlight now, though. Finley intercepts that pass. Gets it back off Collier. Now switches it towards Blazic. He's got a lot of space. And if you can find a pass into Dixon here, Dixon has space to run into. Dixon over the bar. Decent effort. And, shows that we are still in with a chance. Let's go attacking here. Free kick. It's going to be Blazic to take, I believe. It is. It's some distance out, but he is going to shoot. It's close. Ripples the netting, but unfortunately the outside of the netting. And with 15 minutes to go, let's give them a bit more encouragement to see if we can go and find a winner. We're going very attacking. We've had 8 shots, just the 1 on target, which was the goal. That is not good enough. But at the moment, we're getting a point. And that's the thing, normally when you're in a relegation battle, you take a point. But we're drawing too many games, and it is going to finish in a draw. I'm going to tell them that I'm disappointed with that. We should have got something else out of it. And we're going to let, again, some of these players know. And honestly, I think I'm doing this that much that he's not particularly having an effect anymore. But I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with them. However, the 3 subs that came on, I'm delighted with you. And it may be a case for Blazic, Doyle and Wheatley to start in the FA Cup. We will see the second part of this episode. As the table comes up, you can see we are now 2 points behind Port Vale and Stevenage, remain 3 points behind Sutton, but we have played the same amount of games with them now. But we are still early enough in the season that it doesn't matter too much. Like I said, we're going to play Maidstone next in the FA Cup. So this may backfire, no disrespect to Maidstone, but we're going with a fully rotated team for this FA Cup game. I think the only person that's keeping his starting place is Hilson in goal. And I suppose technically Lowell as well, but he's moving over to right back. We are back to the full-back system for this one as well, because it just suits a couple players a little bit better at the moment. But my aim is staying up in the league. So if we can have a FA Cup run, brilliant. It's not going to be with the main guys, at least not at this stage. So we have Hilson in goal, Lewell at right back, Richardson at left back, with Feeney and Lucky in central defence. Alcock, who might be going out on loan soon, is in the half-back role, with Blasic and May in midfield. Dixon, Doyle and Wheatley up front. The three that changed the game last time around start the game this time. And hopefully they can continue where they left off. I know Maidstone are a team that are in the division below us, but there's not many places between us at all. So I'm going to tell them to go and enjoy the game. We're going to take pressure off. We're not going to stress anyone out. We're away from home against a non-league team. It's going to be tough, without a doubt. But hopefully we can get the result. If not, we're out of the FA Cup. We don't have any expectations to go any further this season. We just need to be competitive. Yes, I think if he went out at this stage, the board would be disappointed. I won't lie. But like I say, I'd much rather focus on the league fully this season until we can get to be sort of a mid-table side in League 2. Then we can start to focus on getting as far as possible in all 3 cups. Gregory on the ball, brings it out of his area, looks downfield, and Lucky's header can only find Higginson. Gonzalez dispossessed though. Here's Lucky to Alcock. Now Feeney. Blasic dispossessed. Can't get to the ball before Domingos. Scrappy game in midfield in the rain so far. Fitzsimons looks forward. Lewell, it's a poor header from Lewell straight to Gonzalez, who misses. No idea what that header was from Lewell at all. It was a shocking decision to head back across your goal when it's so much easier to head back to your goalkeeper. I don't quite know how he did it. He got it all wrong. And we luckily get away with one there. Domingos to Fitzsimons, looks forward for Gonzalez, who can pull one across here. Goes himself, and Hilson on the line claims that one. And Maidstone are looking the more dangerous early on. So we're going to demand more. I want the team to know that this is unacceptable. We haven't had a shot yet as we come towards the half-time break. Are we going to go into half-time without a single shot in a half? There's one final highlight. There's 60 seconds left. It's Maidstone on the attack. Lowell head clear, but only to Gonzalez. Surely they're going to score here after all the pressure they've built. Lowell clears, and again, it's not the best clearance. Blasic recovers, but only takes in. Here's Gonzalez, and it is 1-0. And I think Lowell has to come off because he has been horrendous. How he's on a 6.7 rating, I don't know. But every time we've seen him, he's given the ball away. And yeah, far too easy for Maidstone there. Good finish in the end from Gonzalez. But half time, it is 1-0. I'm going to tell them to get their acts together, sort it out. Lowell is coming off for low. Dixon can come off for... We'll bring on Stewart, actually. And we will change the front 3. We'll bring on Hugo after he went off early last time around. And Blasic as well for O'Brien. So once again, all 5 changes made at half-time. And we'll see if we can have any sort of impact like we had last time. We're going to go to attacking. And I'm going to berate the team as well. I know we took the pressure off them early on, but it's been completely unacceptable. Stewart keeps it in, but in doing so gives it away. Domingos brings it into our half to Higginson. Back out to Domingos. In for Gonzalez. This is far too easy. And Gonzalez makes it 2-0. And Maidstone are tearing us apart. They're just attacking at will. Far too easy. Not quite sure what Hilson is doing there. Still no shot for us. And yeah, I can't imagine the board are going to be very happy about this at all. Stewart out to low. We're on very attacking. I just want a shot. Can we count that as a shot, please? Gregory dived to get it. So yeah, we'll count that as a shot, please. Long ball downfield. Thomas unchallenged by Low. Jesus, this defence is atrocious. Domingos once again on the ball. He's absolutely running this game. And now Fitzsimons on the overlap. Hits the post. Domingos, we've apparently got tight marking on him. That's clearly not happening, is it? What side does he play on? I can't remember. That one. We're going to use some man marking, hopefully. Lucky Low goes down injured. And he's now going off injured. Brilliant. So we're now down to 10 men. We haven't had a shot in the game. We haven't had right back on. I'm not changing it. Actually, I probably should change it. Richardson can play centre-back. We took him in there. And yeah, FA Cup is over for this year. And it's definitely not been the episode that I hoped for. Here's Thomas. He's going to make it free. Hits the post once again. Alcock scrambles clear. Still no shot. This is unbelievable. I'm going very defensive because we're down to 10. I should have done it earlier. Really. May clears only to Burton. We're really going to have it. I don't think I've ever had a game in Football Manager where I've been playing. And, you know, I've been playing it since, well, as long as I can remember, that I've not had a shot in a game. And, you know, we've used 6 different strikers. Full time, 2-0 to Maidstone, 0 shots for Buxton. I'm throwing a water bottle at this one. Defenders, furious with you. Midfield, furious with you. Attackers, furious with you. It's a pathetic performance. And once this transfer window opens, I might look at moving a load of players on. We're £1 million in debt. We need to cut down the wage budget. We need to move on some deadwood. We are probably going down this season. So twisted ankle is going to be out for 6 weeks. As for where we come back next, sometime in December is the plan. Not quite sure when yet. We'll see how things are going, but we'll be back at some point in December. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you then. Bye bye.